Now get a whiff of this, scent gourmands. This afternoon you're at a polo match, sipping wine and schmoozing with riders and their horses in the stables after a fine day of watching balls get whacked around by distinguished men mounted on beautiful creatures. There's a little manure on your gorgeous leather boots, but not to worry. You rub your heel into the ground and coax off some of the karap, put down your empty glass, and pop a toffee into your mouth. You head over to the biggest, blackest, and sleekest of the horses, give him a welcome pat, and then sit yourself down next to his rider, who is proudly oiling his saddle. You offer up formal words of congratulations to this winning team member, whose hair, you note, is as sleek and black as that of his horse. Without asking, you run your fingers along the soft leather of the saddle, which is getting slick and silky from the oil, and then you stick your nose into it, inhaling its sweetness, all the more delightful due to the caramel still in your mouth and the sweat of the dark rider next to you. You wonder if his compelling body odor is a result of the earlier game, his diligent fuss over the saddle, or perhaps your presence. And then you stop wondering as your face is drawn into the leather again and you inhale, faintly aware of the residue on your boot. This perfume is a glorious example of what a gifted perfumer can create when not pressured to fit within the constraints of working with major brand executives who in turn have to appeal to the mass market in order to produce what any corporation requires to thrive: profit. The concept for Dzing, originally named Désir de Cirque, was the scent of the circus. Woody sawdust from the ring, saddle leather, animalic tiger smells, caramel apples, canvas tent-covered air. If you know what to sniff for, yep, you might be able to make out these elements. If you don't know the conceptual blueprint, however, it could leave your nose a little like the one possessed by scent critic Luca Turin, who says that Dzing smells like some sort of paper, perhaps cardboard, which he defines as comforting, subtle, but succulent, a mix of wood, spice, and cream. This is due to the lignin in the recipe, which is the stuff in trees that prevents them from weeping, and is chemically similar to vanillin in composition. Sitting in the most sought-after, well-worn leather chair in a cozy corner of a prestigious library with an old book in hand, this is what you might get out of Dzing. Well, okay, add a feline companion to snuggle up to your neck and a pop of Werther's original caramel hard candy into your mouth for good measure, then you got it. The nose for this scent is the extremely talented perfumer Olivia Jacobetti, and she was able to create a mystery in a bottle with this woody fragrance back in 1999 by ingeniously interlacing a whole bunch of seemingly unrelated textures together. This masterpiece, and yes, I do think it is a masterpiece, is hands down one of my favorite perfumes. It's warm leather, animal fur, talcum, Band-Aid strips, Cracker Jack, and spices. The juice is weird, but it's also sensual and tasty. It's a refined and sophisticated scent that dispenses with the frills and saccharine prettiness, although the dry down is softer, sweeter, and also less musky, or perhaps more musky. I admit I'm probably not one who easily picks up on the muskier side of musk. I love this scent so much that I perceive it as an idealized version of myself in animal form, a somewhat sweaty one perhaps. Some people find this fragrance bears similarity to Bulgari Black. Apparently, for better or worse, there's a rubber note in here that some people pick up that I don't pick up on at all. I think it's a polarizing scent, so you might want to try this one before you buy it, but there's nothing plasticky in this one. Both Bulgari Black and Dzing are highly unique and interesting scents. One of the most evocative descriptions of Dzing that I've found was in a comment by Fragrantica member Giles Howe, who said it smelled like the skin of someone who was innocent until just a moment ago. Indeed. Here are the notes. No, there were no top notes there. This stuff goes straight to the heart. So Dzing is a unique blend, but not a perfume enjoyed by all. I've read it described as a scent that serves up notes of barnyardy, steaming fresh dung. No, not the haze of human defecation or industrial cow manure, but rather the much more earthy and organic fumes from the turds of harmless, well cared for herbivores, or perhaps the little droplets that ooze out from puppies. Could this be the effect of the saffron? Poop or no poop, even if you do find this fragrance appealing, there is still a chance that you may find all its weirdness overwhelming if you're a mainstream scent lover. And there's nothing wrong with that, in which case you might limit its use to those times when you're tired of ordinary orientals and soft powdery florals. But if you fancy Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle, you'll likely have a place in your heart for Dzing. When I lived in Tokyo, I liked to enjoy Dzing in late summer or fall when I was on walkabout among trees, perhaps after a rainfall, or if I was parading in some upscale downtown zone, shopping for things I wanted but didn't need. I see it as a weekend or evening scent, but as it lives closer to the skin after the first hour or so, you could get away with it at work if you dare. Dare? I guess that depends what line of work you're in. I do wish it had more than average lasting power on me, but the projection is good enough to turn heads, lovingly or in offense, of those you closely pass if you spray enough on. It works in winter for me too, only then it reminds me of ski lodges. Not the alpine ones, but specifically the cross-country ski lodge in St. Bruno, south of Montreal, around near where I grew up. You'd come into this little wooden shack at lunchtime, flushed after a chilly gander around one of the trails, and be met by a smoky, crackling warm fire and the smell of wax sliding over skis being propped up for a second outing. There's no wax in here though, but it just gives that warmth. I love it. Creaking board floors, that kind of thing. Hot beverages warming in everyone's hands. Leather ski boots drawing by the fire. The breath of dogs panting and the laughter of kids. Memories. This is my second 100 milliliter bottle of this juice. L'artisan Parfumeur redesigned their packaging in recent years. I like the overall aesthetic of this, greenish, dark, brownish bottle with the simple typed thing here. I like it better, but I do miss the original of this particular scent, which had an erotic image of a scantily clad woman riding an erect tiger like a dance pole. Yes, Dzing has that provocative side to it, suggested to the point where I feel I might go red in the face if the wrong person, or perhaps the right person at the wrong time, smells it on me. And that makes this exciting to wear, like, having sex in a semi-public place. I'm tempted to buy another bottle right away, lest it go off the market completely, because I got word that this one can now be tricky to find. Okay, scent hounds, woof woof, that is all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed the review. Kindly hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed if you did. Much appreciated. Scent Gourmand signing out. Mwah.